All right, good evening, everyone. Hello, is anyone in the crowd? All right. I thought everyone had left Port Moresby this afternoon. It's so nice to see that the majority still remains in the House. All right, thank you very much. And my greatest apologies for stepping in late. We were still running government businesses, and there were more members who were out of town from the event that took place yesterday who were coming back in, and we welcomed them back. And the latest that joined us back was the member for Sohe, the Honorable Henry Amuli. He was in a late flight and he came back in, so we were receiving that. And my governor and my fellow colleagues in the People's Party, we apologize sincerely for coming very late. But nonetheless, it's better late than never. And I am here, we are here. And thank you very much. Let me acknowledge the founder of People's Party, the not yet conferred, but Right Honorable Grand Chief Sir P.D. Pedas. Thank you very much for your presence in the House and for your leadership. The founder of People's Party. Let me acknowledge the present leader of People's Party, the Honorable Dr. William Tongap. And he is a doctor by qualifications, PhD. He was teaching in a elite university in Japan before politics. So that's a class of leadership you have in our midst. Let me acknowledge yourself and our two other members of People's Party who are present here, both of them ministers, Minister Lino and Minister Wakegoi, all friends and supporters of People's Party, all ministers of state, governors, vice ministers who are here, sponsors of tonight's program. We do acknowledge each and every one of you who have taken up a table here tonight. Support to People's Party is a support to Pangu Party. And so let me say that from the outset. And mind you, we are Papa Grounds, we are here to stay. You know, I've not come here from outside world, and I'm here to stay and stay forever. And our friends from the media, our invited guests, ladies and gentlemen, our children from East Boroko who came and sang wonderful tonight, our pastor who prayed, and of course, Tanya for the wonderful job you're doing up front to ensure our program is running in what is truly a wonderful night, entitled appropriately, Keeping the Flame Alive. We are truly keeping the flame alive, ladies and gentlemen. In every sense, I am here tonight to affirm and reaffirm my fullest support to People's Party and all its supporters and all its friends and all its sponsors in our country, nationwide as well as abroad, who find affinity in the principles People's Party stand up for. Me too, I would have been one. I would have been one of People's Party, but in the great wisdom of the Grand Chief Sai Pedas, he directed me and he directed few of my colleagues who joined in the exodus of what was then a PNC-led government in 2019. He directed us that you are running a national agenda and it is better you associate with Pangu Party. And for this, I am forever grateful to the great Grand Chief for his wisdom who pointed me to Pangu Party last year. We were envisaging the dream that our people must be truly economically independent for us to wave the flag of political independence. And Grand Chief Pedas said, whilst People's Party is an institution that will outlive me and live on to be a national institution, Your vision of economic independence resonates well with the founding party of our country, the great Pangu Party, and associate yourself with Pangu Party. And I am here with the deputy leader of Pangu Party, then leader, who asked and accepted me into the party, and rest was history. Today, you have a Pangu-led government trying its absolute best to recorrect and reposition our country, keeping the flame alive in our country, going the next mile to make our country truly what it's supposed to be in a land that is naturally endowed and blessed. And so tonight, I am very, very happy to be associating with People's Party and placing on record, I am a Prime Minister who will not cannibalize political parties, more so the smaller political parties. And Governor Iparas and People's Party knows this. Minister Brian Kramer, who's here with us tonight, knows this. I encourage every political party we have in our country to grow, for they are a truly people's institution. For our country is based and built on the tenet of democracy and democratic principles. And I have seen prime ministers of past, more so recent past, who was cannibalizing political parties. And I said, I choose to differ. Political parties will live beyond personalities, beyond individuals, and parties are institutions of state. They belong to the people. They must live on, for they were formed out of a need of a special dogma, special policy, from a special group of people. They represent an enclave of vision. And so it is not fair from one dominant leader to cannibalize political parties. And that is why tonight I am here, not just for People's Party, but more importantly, every one-man party, two-man party, or no members of parliament held party, that you are an important institution of a democratic, robust nation. You too have a voice in our country. You must grow, and for this I am here to support smaller parties and People's Party in this instance. Power belongs to the people. Power belongs to the people. And the party that I lead today, and I'm privileged to lead this foundational party of our country, truly believes in this vision. Party belongs to the people. Politics must be played for the people. Leadership is there for the people. People are a foundational anchor of our existence in our country. Tonight, though few in number People's Party may be, People's Party is a representation of the tribal diversity we have in our country. Political party diversity we have in our country is equally representative of all this diversity. We are a country of 1,000 tribes, perhaps the most diverse nation on the face of planet Earth. Different people, different tribe, different culture, different demographics, different orientation, different faith, different belief. But our unity has always been that the diversity of our country has been the natural check and balance of our unity. And for this, our country has stood the test of time. Many challenges have tested us. Many have tried to shake the foundation of our country. And you all know, for those of you who operate in our country, for the last 45 years, you know what I'm talking about. Chief amongst them has always been political instability. Members of parliament, prime ministers of past, and I remind myself every day of my life that I am not indispensable. I owe it to the future to pass on democratic values safely to the next generation of leaders and next generation of Papua New Guineans. For we have been tested time in, time out for quest and want of politics. Members of parliament running and chasing the judiciary out of its functions. Members of parliament breaking decorums and laws and rules and regulations for quest of maintenance of power. This country belongs to no one man. I remind myself every time. I am not indispensable. Leaders are not indispensable. You will come and go, I will come and go. But key fundamental democratic institutions will live on beyond our time. And Parliament that we belong to as members of Parliament, political parties are key tenants and inputs in our political parties, in our legislature. Judiciary will live on and must be protected at all costs. That is the safety bastion of our country. And of course, the executive government that I lead today will function on with or without one or two. We will live on. We will live on. This country is bigger than James Marape or Belen Nama per se, or those who want to be prime minister. This country is bigger. The country will live on. The flame of life and hope is alive in our country, as it was in 1975. It will live on without you or me. And I'm here tonight to encourage those who are here supporting People's Party. It may be a one-man party today, two-man party today, but your investment is in institutions that fundamentally anchors and hold our country together. Democratic political parties that keep this country alive, with or without personalities. Tonight I come here today to agree with the pastor who prayed, to agree with the children of East Boroko who sang today. They represent the class of people I came out from. I did not born with a silver spoon in my mouth. I come from the settlements and byways and streets of this country. Tonight I come here to agree with the singers who sang up in the front, the actors, the mistress of ceremony, Saipadas, Governor Tongap, and many of you who are here today. The flame must be kept alive and passed to the next generation of this country. This country is not a country of poverty. This country is not a country of poverty. Our nation is endowed and blessed. This country is a country of poverty of ethic, morality, principle, standing up for what is right against wrong. That is the poverty that is rampant in our country. For God, the creator of the flame, who gave my ancestors, our ancestors of 1,000 tribes, from Buin and Siwai in the autonomous region of Bougainville to the utmost north in Watung and Wiom, in the Wubulu Islands, in Manus, in all the atolls of Manus and islands of Manus, right throughout the length and breadth of Papua New Guinea, in the hinterlands of Karamwe, Simbai, Husino, Telefomin, also Bib. There are people living in those pockets who are like the children who sang up front. They're not enjoying the life you and me are enjoying today, tossing wines and lifting to the merry of permanent income, affording jumping here, jumping there, moving here, moving there. Your fortnight secured. 90% of this country do not have luxury of a secured income every 2 weeks. Serious responsibility lies on every one of us, especially those of us who are paid from taxpayers' hard work. I thank all the taxpayers amongst us. I tell you, your message is coming. You must have hope. The flame of my ancestors that was lit before you and me ever set foot in this country is the flame that is still alive today. And it's the flame that me and my generation of leaders trying to get better for our country. When we fight to try to get better for our country, it is not just for indigenous businessmen. It is for every one of you who call PNG home. And I step back and thank every one of you who are here today, tonight. For those of you, Anglo-Saxons, Mongoliots of any kind, whether you're from China or Philippines or Indonesia or Malaysia, and I thank the Indonesian ambassador with us today. I take my head off to you. Indonesia is a big, equal, important nation, partner of us, brother of us, on the other side of our island. For every one of you who are resident in country, irrespective of the time of your stay here, to all indigenous businessmen, this is God's country full of opportunity for anyone, everyone who want to rise up with optimism and not pessimism. This country must be filled with people who are optimists. They want to work hard. And I challenge Papua New Guineans and People's Party supporters. We, under my leadership, have put money in National Development Bank, in BSP, for Papua New Guineans to go and get cheapest concessional borrowing ever you can get for business. And don't complain to me when you are lazy and a Chinaman is sitting at 6 o'clock in the morning to 12 o'clock midnight earning the toya that you would have earned in the tucker box that you built yourself. Who's at fault? You were lazy to put in the hard hours and he's coming and putting the hard hours. He's paying the tax, hopefully, and we will tidy in that space. You know, we have to throw in a law once in a while, you know. I'm not here to break laws, I'm here to affirm laws. And so the point, ladies and gentlemen, the flame that was lit centuries ago, you know, the first Papua New Guinean scientists have found, lived in this country 10,000 years ago. Where were you? My ancestors lived in this country 10,000 years ago in a settled lifestyle. They were practicing agriculture. They were living in a settled lifestyle in this country. Flame lit centuries ago, passed on into time, passed on from time to time to time. Today I'm standing here, I will pass it on. This country has every opportunity. I am trying to get better in Porgera, get better in Wafigolpu, get better in Pasca, get better in Pinyang, get better in all the resources. So that you who live and operate in our country can secure better for your own country and your shareholders, for your own company and your shareholders going into the future. You know, once you sign in a deal, it's locked in for 30 years, 20 years. We're a democratic country. We can't break deals that we signed. So it's only fair on me as shareholder, representative of the 8 million shareholders of this country, before I ink a pen into paper, I must negotiate what is good for my people. I must negotiate what is good for my people. For if I don't do this, I am reckless. I am selling my inheritance. And I am a prime minister who will never sell my inheritance, especially the inheritance of the future of my country. Those who left me yesterday, you ask him. I run a fair cabinet. I know every reason why they left me. They were running personal agendas and non-national agendas, and in due time I will expose. I run national agendas for our country. We're working on big pictures, and I thank very much ExxonMobil. I thank very much Total. I thank very much those who are driving and working with the petroleum minister and me on Pasca. I thank very much Newcrest and Harmony. I thank very much Barrick. I appreciate the fact that you are able to listen to me and you have not run away from this country. James Marape is not stupid. If I was stupid, I will not be here addressing this country as a prime minister today. I know what is fair return on investment. In fact, I know margins of profit that you can make. At 1975, the leader of this country then and the leader of Pangu Party delivered political independence. I'm in pursuit of delivering full economic independence to my people and my citizens to my country. To our investors who operate here, you will make your fair share of return based on global standards. Whether it's in production sharing or whether it's in current concession regimes. And they've told me many times, whatever it is, fix the goalposts, don't change the goalposts in between, and we are happy to work, and we are working it through. Let me announce to the audience tonight, discussions around Papua and Papua has been advanced. The last remaining law has been cleared by Parliament on Tuesday. Papua LNG is set to go. I don't know why few are using Papua LNG still. Pasca LNG will be a benchmark industry signing that we will sign very soon. Of course, Wafigolpu is being worked upon and my governor is sitting here. We will give professional environmental permitting and we will progress to the next stage to work with our landowners and provincial government and company and all stakeholders to ensure safety of environment, people, but balancing in the discussions to progress the mine is taking place. And of course, our discussion to get fairer, better deal in Porgera without compromising the principles that makes me who I am Pangu Party what it is, People Party what it is, without compromising them, winning and giving respect to our investors is something that we're almost getting there. And I want to assure every investors and business community who have paid table tonight and in this wonderful hall, good news is coming. Good news is coming. We will get better from these resources. So the spin-offs, because amongst the discussions we're putting into place, defining local content better, pushing for downstream processing of our resource better, ensuring that our resources harvested here can be processed here, fighting for cheaper electricity better in as far as power is concerned, utilizing our domestic gas, passing back more return to our landowners. When landowners have more money here, they come and shop in your shop. They ask you and they come and buy a real estate. The spin-off business compounds in our country. That is the focus of our country. We're focusing also on the non-renewable sector. Sorry, I beg your pardon, the renewable space, energy, food, whether in agriculture or fisheries, environment and tourism, and sustainable forestry. Keep a lookout for our special economic zone areas in our country that we are designating. We are keeping our flame alive. We are keeping the hope that this country is not poor. My country is not poor. My country is not broke. My country is not failing. My country is alive. The flame is alive and will be alive forever, my friends. Have hope. Politics will pass by on. Don't you worry about this one. COVID-19 will pass by on. Don't you worry about this one. The current stress and gloom of COVID, the economy will pass by on. Don't you worry about this one. Remain focused and believe that PNG, the flame that was lit so many centuries ago, today that is alive in a modern Papua New Guinea, will be passed on safely by my generation of leaders to our children who will be leading this country when I am gone. I ask you all to have faith in our country. We will live on. Politics will come and go. This country will stand the test of time. Thank you, People's Party, for inviting us. Thank you very much for being our hope in the midst of gloom and despair. Thank you very much for being a steady partner in the midst of storm and rough weathers. Thank you very much for truly keeping the fire lit in your houseman. For we are a nation of many housemans. We are a nation of many housemans. And for me today, as the chief custodian of the greater Melanesian houseman in Wagani, I will uphold the true values of our Melanesian country, keeping everyone united, distributing resources fairly, equally, ensuring that our country gets better from where it is into the future. So when children, 10 years, 15 years, 20 years from now look back, they could truly say, People's Party, Pangu Party, and all the political parties in our country, past, today, and future parties, have truly contributed to what is a robust, wonderful democracy of Papua New Guinea. God bless People's Party. Thank you very much all for coming out. Have hope in your country. Keep the flame alive wherever you are. Never get discouraged. If you're a pessimist, you will fall down on the downside, wayside, byways. If you're optimistic, you will get up into the highway that we are creating for our country. But as you get up, please don't get up yourself. The highway is big enough. Pick someone else, especially an SME, who's in your neighborhood, who's affected and touched by a business. Pick that Papua New Guinea SME up. Run together with him. That SME will keep you safe in our country. God bless everyone.